Welcome to the Housing Hour with Kevin Ray, a locally produced program devoted to bringing you a fresh perspective on housing, diving into the issues that matter most. The Housing Hour with Kevin Ray is presented by Mortgage Investors Group. When Kevin gives the word, be prepared to call in to 865-243-TALK. That's 865-243-8255. Now, Kevin Ray.
Welcome into the Housing Hour. This is Kevin Ray, and I am your host of the Housing Hour. And I'm here with Mark Griffith, our co-host. Thank you for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. Hope everyone is enjoying their summer. I sure know I am. And today we are excited to have Eddie Hops in studio. We'll be getting to him in just a moment. He is the owner of Cabinet Conversions. It's a division of Hops Woodworks, and they are really custom cabinet and furniture makers. And I think it's really going to be an interesting topic, and we'll be excited to get to Eddie in just a few moments. Also, folks, you know, thehousinghour.com is a site that we developed some months ago, and it's really just been very, very popular. And we want to remind you about that site because you can listen online if you're, traveling and you're an avid listener, and maybe you're on vacation. By golly, come in from the beach, and you'll be able to catch the Housing Hour right there on your laptop, iPhone device, or whatever else. So it's thehousinghour.com. During our shows, we will also be linking the guest to our website. So, for instance, Eddie will have his website and any other past shows that you might listen to. If you go to our archived shows, you can go back and listen to my interview with Senator Bob Corker or with Madeline Rogero or any of the other wonderful guests that we have had from the Housing Hour. So please feel free to do so. And I guess first I wanted to start off with the fact that I have recently got into the process of listing my and my wife's rental home, and we don't even have it on the market yet, Mark.
Yeah.
But we put a sign out because we're going to paint the whole interior. We're going to pressure wash, clean it up and do some nice stuff to it.
But you put a sign in the yard.
We put a sign in well, we didn't, but my realtor did.
Oh, okay.
And wow, I've already got today. We have 2 showings today. It's not even in the MLS yet, but we have had 2 people drive by. It's over in Brookhaven subdivision in Carnes. It's a really nice floor plan. It's a beautiful home. So if you're looking for a home, but anyway, I wasn't trying to sell.
But sounds like you're cross-selling here.
Exactly. But I tell you what, it's amazing. It's amazing what's going on
Well,
out
this
there.
is what we've been talking about because a couple of weeks ago we talked about the same thing in my neighborhood. Homes are going up, and within 3 or 4 days, it seems to be a contract, and agents are telling me that there's multiple contracts bidding up the price. So flavors of 2003.
And I do not want to see us go back to the days of houses going up in value at such a pace that we come falling down, because that's not healthy. However,
It's not.
It is healthy to see my house sell.
Everyone's got a bottom line, and I think we know yours.
So, but in all seriousness, it's a healthy market right now. And, for people out there, there's still a lack of inventory right now.
That's the biggest problem, I think, quality inventory, because foreclosures have taken over the marketplace. If we get them out of the way and get back to regular business, and people call up their realtors like Kevin just did with his this past week and got his property listed, good quality homes are going to find buyers because there's buyers out there.
And, too, with the fact that the inventory issue, for instance, I was on one of the social networking sites the other night, and I noticed that someone said, they were interested in building a home, and one of their friends posted, maybe rather than building a home, maybe why don't you buy one of these that are just laying empty? And so I think that the person who commented misunderstood what's going on out there.
That's not what's happening. One of my loan officers, Norma Sheldon, just the other day had appointments all day long on construction loans. People buying a home. Why? Because there's not good, clean, usable homes out there for sale. So people are rather pay a little bit more and start building because new construction is coming back online.
And on Fox News just today, they had an article, and the title of the article was "Housing Market Showing Some Signs of Life." And I think that's a pretty good sign for Fox News to reporting something like that. But it says, one of the quotes from the article says that, and obviously the Case-Shiller, was up 2.2%, giving credence to the sense that at least in some places the housing market is on an upward trend. And those big metro areas are the ones that were the hardest hit.
Yeah.
That for the fact that they actually are seeing a positive increase is significant.
Well, it is significant, but like we said, and we have been saying for probably a month now, the house values are coming up. There's a huge increase in buyers looking for clean quality homes. Now's the time. If you got a home to sell or if you want to buy, perfect time. Interest rates really low.
Yeah, well, that's an understatement. I mean, that is one of the most incredible things that I have seen in some time. And, we were joking at the office the other day. We were saying, what happens when 15-year mortgages go below 2%? It's like, yeah, I can get you 1 7/8 on a 15-year. I mean,
right.
I used to think, what happens when 15-year fixed go under 4%?
Right.
And it was almost like a fantasy.
Right.
And now that's the case, and 30-year fixed, they're still under 4%.
Exactly. And there's some signs when we have economies start heat up, those interest rates are going to start to rise. It's just a matter of time.
And I know I do this occasionally, but if you are out there listening, now we have a population of over 1 million people that if they all tuned into 100.3, they might be listening. So we have a huge reach here, and there's thousands of people that are listening right now. If you have a home loan and your interest rate is above 4.5%, I know this sounds crazy. I know that you just refinanced, and I'm not trying to it's not a hard sell. I have my own mortgage, and I'm looking at these things. Yes, I do work for a mortgage company, and I'm also the radio show host here. But you just need to listen to Dave Ramsey, for instance, who is one of the show, he's on WNOX Monday through Friday. We have to be responsible with what we have. Our debts are a responsibility. It's a financial obligation. And, folks, if you're out there, let's say, I know there's tons of people that have 6 and 6.5% on 30-year fixed.
Still calling us.
Absolutely. And so it's time to come off the fence. And I'm not trying to scare you into it. I'm just saying that you will really be kicking yourself if the rates went up even to 5%. And you could have really done something that could have helped you pay your house off before your kids go to college.
And a lot of folks say, well, the reason I'm not into that market is because I've had some nicks on my credit and blah, blah, blah. But we've got a really good tool in some of the credit reporting bureaus where we can tell you how to repair that credit and get those scores up and get you a loan.
And another issue for folks, and we'll move on after this, is that they thought their values aren't great, and there's that concern. If your loan or if you purchased your house before May 31st, 2009, there is a very good chance that you could qualify for the DU. It's called a DU Refi Plus. And me and Mark were one of the first people out talking about it. And what that means is the administration and the Congress or whoever made those decisions are allowing for people to refinance, possibly with your home being worth less than what you owe on the house. It is very possible that we wouldn't even have to have an appraisal, that you could still take advantage. What the beautiful thing too is that right now credit scores are driving interest rates. If you have a low credit score, you might potentially have to pay a higher interest rate. Well, guess what? On this DU Refi Plus, they have a maximum cap on what you can pay. So you might be on the borderline credit score wise, and normally you'd have to pay a higher rate, but this DU Refi Plus eliminates that problem.
And with the savings that you get on these types of loans, what better use of the money than going inside your house and start converting some of your kitchen stock to make it look really, really good.
Or buy an investment property over in Brookhaven in Carnes. But no, I'm kidding.
Back to your bottom line again.
Now, that's a good segue, though, into our guests. And Eddie, thank you for joining us, first of all.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Eddie is the owner, and Cabinet Conversions is the company. You can catch his website right on ours, thehousinghour.com. But first, tell me just what you do in general. Just give us a landscape of what you do.
Well, we started Cabinet Conversions, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years ago. We saw a need because Hops Communications was the original business. We saw a need for people that didn't want to spend the money to do a new kitchen. And this is not something new. It's been around for a long time. But I saw that I could offer this when people didn't want to spend the money on custom. What it is if there's nothing wrong with the cabinets that you have, but you don't like them. They need a facelift. It's time for a new look. freshen up, whatever. We can go in, and basically what we do is clean the existing cabinets. We remove the doors and the drawer fronts, clean them, lightly sand them, put a coat of clear finish on them. And then we add I call a skin, but basically it's a veneer. Sometimes it's a 1/4 inch, but we add a skin over this existing cabinet. And at that point, it makes it basically a brand new cabinet as far as appearance. We don't usually do anything to the inside of the cabinets. They're usually in good shape. And then we usually put new doors and new drawer fronts on. That usually runs around half the price of what you'd pay for a new kitchen. It always depends on what kind of kitchen you're buying, what quality, and those kind of things. But as a rule, it can be around half of what a new kitchen would cost. There's lots of options. If you have a stained kitchen and you want a painted kitchen, I can paint it. We can paint it. We can put a glaze on it. We can do a distressed or a rub-through finish. It's endless as far as the options.
And I was going to say, one of the things that we've done in the past is on some of our furniture even is, if we didn't like the furniture, maybe we weren't ready quite yet to buy new, change the handles, and man, you've got some new stuff.
You sure can.
And I mean, certainly a lot of people may want to change the color, the texture, the look, and you can do all of those things for half the cost, you're saying.
Half the cost or even less. It just depends on what you want to accomplish. With cabinet conversions, we also help people. Let's say that you have an old trash compactor. We do this quite often. People don't really care for trash compactors. I don't know why, but so we go in, we pull it out, and we put in a new trash pull-out. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a trash pull-out or a trash compactor, we put a pull-out in an old cabinet. So now you've gotten rid of that trash can, you've gotten rid of that eyesore, and you're able to dress things up. We're able to match the colors, and the wood species, whether it's stained or painted.
When you go talk about removing the door or the front of the cabinet,
right?
Are you throwing that away and putting a new piece on the front?
I do some of both. I have people who don't want to spend the money even to replace the door. Now, more times than not, it's about the same cost to refinish an existing door as it is to buy a new door.
Okay.
And so there's those options that we have to study, and that's the reason that I'm always looking for different ways to do things, because, if you're really, really price conscious, there's a way to get where you need to be.
I think there's a lot of people out there that are looking to fix up homes and also remodel their home that they have had for a long time, but possibly even in addition to that is people that are investing out there and purchasing foreclosures, and they need to dress it up. And depending on what neighborhood it is, you want to make sure that you're putting suitable cabinetry. So are you also working with investors, people who may want to dress up homes as well?
We are. We're working with people that maybe want to buy a house and eventually flip it or turn it. Mm-hmm. We have people that are purchasing homes and actually want to keep them for a while. It's kind of all over the place. We also are trying to work with realtors because sometimes you've got somebody that wants to quickly turn a kitchen. A lot of times the kitchens and the bathrooms are really the places that really make a big difference. And we can help those people get their houses ready very quickly. Because let's say that you decide you want to do something, you're ready to put the house on the market. A lot of times in about 2 weeks, I can come back and I'm ready to totally reface the kitchen, and I can do it in about 2 days.
Wow.
So when you reface, tell everybody exactly, you're not just talking about cabinets. You can do the counters, floors. What does that entail?
I am really a cabinet guy, okay? Now, but I have access to people that I feel strong enough that I recommend. I've had a lot of people that we've recommended in the past. I've kind of weeded through those people. But yes, I have people that I can recommend for stone. I have people that we can recommend for flooring. There's those types of things that are available. We do some lighting. We do plumbing. I don't do the plumbing though. Okay, I have people that I bring in, contractors that I bring in. But if you need that help and you don't know who to turn to, I can give you some references that'll help that make it a little easier.
Sometimes the folks have issues with cabinets that maybe they don't want to spend a ton to refacing all of their cabinets. Maybe they literally just need some major work done on the fact that the hardware or the fastening pieces need a complete makeover. Do you guys guys also get down into the nuts and bolts of those projects as well?
Yes. We've got situations where sometimes we need to replace drawers. They had an inexpensive drawer mechanism put in. We'll go in and put a nicer drawer slides in. We put new hinges in. We can do handles. We have some really nice selection of pulls that we can get at a better price than you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. So, I don't know if I should have said that way, but
no, that's fine.
That's
all right.
I didn't realize you could replace the slide because my children used to step the drawers and use them to get up to the cabinets. They're all bent up now,
nice.
and nothing goes in really smooth.
There's something really neat about the drawers that our builder put into our home, and
soft close.
Yes, that is amazing. It's really incredible
it's a hot
because,
button.
and my kids, they like to. You brought up kids, and I was thinking they haven't tried that yet, so hopefully they're not listening right now. Thanks a lot. But anyway, but you can slam them and they'll just softly close. Is that an expensive feature, or is it something?
It's really not. It's just dollars difference. It's very minute difference, and they've also got them now for the doors.
Oh,
so you've got a soft close door and also soft close drawers, and that is kind of a hot button. People love that. I mean, when you push it, you give it a little push, and when it grabs, it just goes ahead and slowly pulls it shut.
Right.
And it's pretty neat.
And I mean, it can help with preventing injuries for younger ones.
Sure.
Because my son can push it as hard as he wants, and it's not going to crush his finger. Exactly. We have a lot of people that I know call in the show, ask us questions. They want to remodel, they want to do something new, and we have a ton of realtors that also have been guests on the show that are always looking to network with people. When you're out there and you're marketing yourself, and I know this may not be a question that you specifically know the answer to, but what are you doing in I guess helping to sell yourself to the realtor community? Because if they're listening right now, you just made a good point a minute ago. You could really dress a kitchen up at a very inexpensive
That's
price. Right. I mean, are you out there marketing that, or is that?
We are. We're working with Knoxville Home Builders Association. We're also working with CAR. We're working with those people. We're going having meetings. Sometimes we'll go to some of the classes that they provide, and we'll do a little intro in the mornings. We're just able to offer something that is a quick turn. And like I said, you decide you want to do it. 2 weeks later, I show up with all the materials I need, and there's either 2 or 3 of us, and we do it in 2 to 3 days. I don't destroy your kitchen for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. It's done in 2 to 3 days. Now, granted, it takes me a couple of weeks to get ready for it. And then the price, there's so many different ways to look at it. I also provide stock cabinets like you would buy at a large the large box stores.
You can get it cheaper than Home Depot and Lowe's.
Yes. and then also you're working with me when it comes to the installation instead of someone who is just being provided to you as a service to put those in.
Is the reason that you're able to get them cheaper because kind of you're dealing in higher quantity,
Yeah, I'm also buying direct, and so it makes a big difference.
Okay, that's great to know.
Yeah.
And how do people, if they want something and they have an idea in their head, you also can come in. This is kind of the other piece that you do, and you can build them custom cabinets. Let's say they don't want. I mean, the conversion thing is an incredible story, and we'll have that website. But we also have the other piece that you work with, which is just custom cabinetry, and also new stuff like you were just saying. Talk a little bit about that piece.
Well, the original business is Hops Woodworks, and I have a design background. My other life, I was a graphic designer, and for 24 years, and I have the ability to see things and do things, and also pay attention to people's likes and dislikes. And we do design work, and we do that work for free. We provide free design and estimates. I'm able to go in and we do custom bars, entertainment centers, islands. Somebody may only want an island for their kitchen. We do islands. Let me think about what else we do here.
Well, what about bookshelves?
Bookcases, wall units.
Entertainment type.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I'll tell you one that's really cool. Is Murphy beds. I mean, I just recently did one for a family. We did an office / room for their college kids when they come home.
Yeah, right.
Or when the husband gets in trouble. And
there he is. It's called the doghouse. But we did 2 California twins. We had a nice cabinet in between, and when all that's folded up, it looks like a row of cabinets. The other side of the room, we had a desk and then a really nice bookcase around the corner. So there's really no limits as to what we can design. You just have to kind of tell us what it is that you want, and we'll help you design it.
And you build like beds, even just straight up
do.
beds.
Yeah.
And do you work on commercial a lot too? I was noticing on your website that you had some commercial.
We do
work.
some commercial. I don't get into a lot of the bidding and stuff like that, but I have quite a bit of commercial work that falls into our lap.
HopsWoodworks.com is where I'm looking right now, and he has just a series of pictures. Beautiful work. It's incredible.
Fireplace mantles.
It's amazing.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's really just remarkable work, and it's first class, and I would recommend highly you going to look. For instance, in our house that we have, which we've lived in since December of 2007, we have the need really to build bookshelves, I guess you would say, on each side of the fireplace.
Right.
I mean, that's right up your alley.
Yes, it is.
And is that expensive? I mean, I'm sure it's costly, but I guess in my mind, I see the end product and I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to pay for that unless our house in Brookhaven sells.
Right.
But, what do you guys do price-wise? Talk me through that.
What we do, I've got two people that help me, and what we do is we go in and we look at what needs to be done. And the best way for me to always estimate a job is I actually design it. I'll draw it. And from the drawing, we build the estimate because we're able to look at the materials that we need, look at the number of doors, number of drawers, and at that point, we're able to go in and build an estimate off that. Then with our experience from how long it takes to build something, we are able to estimate the time necessary to build the job.
We're here with Eddie Hops, and he is the owner of Hops Woodworks and also Cabinet Conversions. And the last thing I wanted to talk about a couple of other things because there's people out there that are listening. First of all, before I go any farther, can you go ahead and give us your contact information so that we know how to get a hold of you? And your cell phone number, I guess, is it 207 number?
It is.
It's 865-207-6817. It's pretty remarkable. Most people don't give out their cell phone number. That's great. You're passionate about you're passionate about what you do. You mentioned you were a graphic designer, which you like to be creative, and it drives you and it makes you feel good. And it's very uncommon for people to be able to do what they love to do and they're passionate about it. But when you can match those two things up and find that work and do it, man, it shows up on your website. It shows up in your personality. It really is just selling itself. And I mean, I would recommend people. And you're not a sponsor of this show. We're not trying to sell your stuff.
I know it.
Mark just goes out and he tries to find local folks that offer an extraordinary service and an extraordinary product, and that's what you do. But what I was wanting to ask about, another thing that a lot of people want is when you come into, let's say, your mudroom at your house, and you like to have a really nice custom piece that has a place to sit down, put your shoes. Do you guys do all those things as well?
We do, and we've done a lot of different ones. I had fun with one not too long ago. We had a closet that somebody had, and they have 3 kids, and also mom and dad. And they wanted to come in the back door and be able to throw the shoes off, hang the jackets, the backpacks, and all those kinds of things. And we even did a curved arch across the top of the door, went in and cut it out, put back in some curved molding and some nooks for the backpacks and the shoes and all those kinds of things. And it keeps everything organized and out of the way.
Absolutely. But it also makes a big splash when people come in.
Right.
And I think that is an extraordinary thing. People out there may be also thinking, Mark, and I don't know, this is maybe just me, they think custom is for rich people. Custom is for people who, they hear that word custom and they think, that I've got to go down and buy just out of the box.
Right.
But, it's really not about just being rich.
Eddie, I'm sure there are all price levels of the custom jobs.
There is.
But talk a little bit about what you see typically.
Well, I think what we've done is we started out with Hops with custom cabinets and furniture. Then we went to Cabinet Conversions, which is kind of the other end of the spectrum, where we go in and we use existing cabinets. And then just recently we've kind of rounded out the package where we're now offering the stock cabinets that you could buy at the large box stores. I also have the ability to use different kinds of doors, different kinds of materials, different kinds of finishes, different kinds of hardware. Usually what I do is I'll estimate a job, I'll draw it, design it, estimate it, and then I look for the people to tell me, okay, Eddie, this is close to where we want to be, but I really didn't want to spend that much money. What can we do? And that's really all I ask, is just to be honest with me. Tell me where you want to be, and then at that point I can figure out, most of the time, not every time, but most of the time I can figure out a way to get where you want to be with the cost. And it's one of those things you just have to communicate. Right. And that's what I want people to know is that, that estimate may have come in a little high, but tell me that. Tell me where you want to be, and I will do what I can to help you.
Maybe change some of what you're doing.
Right.
Maybe a different product or whatever.
And I think one of the other things that I think people really don't know when they go in to some of the box stores is if you go in and you buy kitchen cabinets and they've got the top on them, you really don't see the construction on the inside of the pieces.
Right.
Some of this stuff is 3/8 of an inch, some of it's 1/2 inch. I still build my cabinets with 3/4 inch material. And so it's furniture grade plywood, but we also have other materials that we use that can get the price down.
I think that one thing that has happened with these big box stores is that personal touch, that hometown, just creative person. They've tried to push them out of the market, and so I'm glad to see that you're thriving in this because it's great to see people still doing what they love to do.
The big deal for me is this: I want to make each of you happy, so that you'll tell your friends, because it's the best advertising in the world.
Absolutely.
If I make you happy, I'll do everything I can to make you happy, and then you're going to tell your friends. And that's
MIG's philosophy.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys do plantation blinds? I know that's something.
I don't do blind. Well, I'm actually ready to do some blinds for somebody, but they're custom and they're outdoor on a porch. So a little bit different.
So if somebody came to me and you're able to potentially do it, because that is one thing I've loved. That's one thing that we invested in, and it has made a big difference.
They're all awesome.
So, is there anything else, Mark, that you'd like to touch on? We went about 10 minutes over. This has been great. So we really appreciate you coming in, and Mark and I will be back here in just a second. We're going to have, actually, in our last segment, Dr. Kim. He's the founder of Free Medical Clinic, and so we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we thank you, Eddie, for coming in.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
But just the same, my head is spinning. She's got a way to keep me on her side. It's just a ride.
Your Fox News Radio source, 100.3 WNOX.
At Title Associates of Knoxville, we are all about you. You, the buyer, the seller, the real estate agent, or the lender. Hi, I'm Sue Benson, owner of Title Associates. In today's real estate market, it is more important than ever to have a title company with experience, a company you can trust, and one that conducts business with you in mind. Our staff has been serving Knoxville and surrounding counties for over 20 years with timely, attentive service. We are constantly updating and re-educating ourselves to ensure the best possible service to our customers. At Title Associates, we are proud to be a part of this community, a community that has remained positive during the downturn of the economy, and a community that will recover with an even stronger real estate market. If you're buying, selling, or refinancing, our staff promises to make your closing a pleasant one. If you're a real estate agent looking for excellent customer service, give us a call, 777-1040, or visit our website at tanox.com. Title Associates, your choice and the right choice.
Hot off the press, the housing market is starting to recover. Home prices are rising. Home sales are increasing. Home builders are clearing lots and raising roofs. Mortgage Investors Group would like to help you take advantage of this nationwide housing recovery by offering you the lowest interest rates in our nation's history. Don't miss out. Call us today, 800-489-8910, or visit us on mortgageinvestorsgroup.com. Mortgage Investors Group, your home loan solution for the past 22 years. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111. There is nothing better than summer fun in the backyard of your new home, grilling hamburgers and serving them up to your family and friends. With 16 offices in Tennessee, Mortgage Investors Group would like to help you realize this dream. Whether it's refinancing or purchasing, MIG is ready to serve you up some of the lowest interest rates in our country's history. So call us today, 800-489-8910, or visit us at migonline.com. Mortgage Investors Group, your home loan solution for the past 22 years. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111.
East Tennessee's choice for Fox News Radio, 100.3 WNOX.
The Housing Hour with Kevin Ray continues, helping you understand what is really going on out there and what to do about it. Again, Kevin Ray.
Welcome back to the Housing Hour. This is Kevin Ray, your host. I'm here with Mark Griffith, our co-host. And thank you for joining us here today on Saturday. And it's, not a beautiful day out there, certainly, but it is kind of overcast. And Mark and I had the opportunity recently to play golf out at Fox Den, where we're going to be having our Knoxville Mortgage Bankers Association golf tournament in October, which is for Children's Hospital, the Eagles Nest, and Mark, I'm excited about that coming up, and we'll be talking about that more in the coming weeks.
Camp Eagles Nest is a big thing for the oncology department. They go out with the kids in July for 2 weeks of camps. Not just the kids, but all the family. Parents are invited, and they spend a week at camp with all the staff and departments, and everything's taken care of. So it's a lot of good cause.
Yeah, because those kids that are in that oncology wing, and they only know their doctors and their staff through the hospital setting, and what the Knoxville Mortgage Bankers Association, we've given $8,000 the last 2 years, mainly because of your great leadership, Mark, but also our great sponsors and our great participants throughout the East Tennessee area. But it gives them the opportunity to get outside of that hospital environment and spend true quality time with these kids who are going through these treatments. And it just is amazing. I mean, it's really amazing. It's incredible.
It's a great cause. It's a great thing to do, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And we get a lot of support from a lot of folks to make all of this happen.
Yeah, and
so
Mark is being modest because he's done it. How many years in a row have you done it for?
Maybe three.
Three or something like that. And it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And so Mark is, he's still going to be heavily involved, but Mike Sutton, who is our new vice president of the Knoxville Mortgage Bankers Association, is going to be heading that up. And I am coming to the close of my presidency of the Knoxville Mortgage Bankers Association. I've loved doing it. It's going to be over here just in a few months.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll be talking more about that because it's not closed off just to mortgage originators.
No, it's open to anybody who will come out and play golf. It's a great time, and especially Fox Den. Great place to play golf.
Yeah, it was a tough one yesterday.
It was really tough. That's a target. That's a target golf course.
I'm not going to even share with you our scores because we would both be embarrassed. But it was a good time regardless. And wrapping up that last segment, Mark, I think that the cabinet conversion and also what a great guy he is.
Well, Eddie's a great guy, and talk to me. I redid my cabinets when I first moved into the house. I took everything off. I sanded everything down.
You did it yourself?
I did it myself. It took me like a month to paint all of that. And it was it was in over my head. My wife was screaming at me by the end of this.
I'm surprised she didn't leave you.
It was a disaster.
You should have said, I'll just build a Murphy bed in the library.
I should have. Well, she probably wanted me to move to a Murphy bed, but she was so mad because, and then 4 years later, everything started turning yellow, and it needs to be redone.
And y'all don't even smoke.
No, it's just the cooking.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's
The
right.
cooking.
That good Southern cooking. Well, and he said that, Eddie said, this isn't a time-consuming thing, especially if you're just doing the facing, and redoing that. Did he say like 2 days, did he say?
Yeah, well, once he gets everything laid out, then he can come in and bam, it's knocked out.
And for realtors that are out there and their borrowers, their customers, their clients are saying, hey, what should we do to make this sell better? I mean, Oak Ridge, for instance, there's a lot of homes that are older, West Outer and in the different neighborhoods, even Briarcliff and some of the other neighborhoods, Knoxville, out in Bearden. There's plenty of areas. There's plenty of places where they could, if they have their house listed for sale, you could come in and do this to the cabinets, and you may not even have to change the counter.
You know what sells a house.
Right. And that's one of the biggest things.
And that's the biggest thing. And you know who pulls the trigger on a house.
Yeah, exactly.
You and I both know.
Yeah,
and everybody listening out there knows. Right. So that kitchen's got to be in good shape.
Are you trying to say that that's where that the wife spends most of her time? Or?
She has the
no, you're not
vision. She has the vision of what's required in a home.
Absolutely not true. And the president of Mortgage Investors Group is a woman, and she's very successful and
demands a nice looking kitchen.
That's right.
I know that for a fact.
I know that too. So, but it was great. It was a great segment, and I think that for folks that are out there, please feel free to call Mark or I to get to them if you'd like to have something done, a custom piece, a conversion piece. You can go to their website. It was cabinetconversions.com.
Cabinet Conversions CabinetConversionsTN.com.
CabinetConversionsTN.com. Or, if you need just a custom piece and you don't want to do the conversion, you can go to HopsWoodworks.com, I think it was what it was. And then, of course, I gave the cell phone. I think I still have it here, actually. His cell phone number is 865-207-6817. And it's HopsWoodworks with an S.com. Just ending on this whole thing, people now, I feel, are more confident than they've been in a long time. And people are starting to take extra money that maybe they were worried needed to stay in savings. They've got their 6-month emergency reserve. They've got what it is that people like Dave Ramsey teach, and they have a little extra money. This is a great place to put it because you're making an investment in your home, which will help the value of your home going forward.
And wherever there are cabinets, Eddie can be there. So bathrooms and everything,
Absolutely.
even workshops.
Well, we're going to go to a break right now because I'm so excited to get Dr. Lee and talk to him a little bit, or Dr. Kim, talk to him a little bit about this free medical clinic. Is that what it is?
Free medical clinic. They have a great organization.
Incredible. Especially in the times that we're living, most folks that are out there, have a lot of things they talk about with their medical and how insurance is working. So we're excited to have him back, and we're going to be back right after these messages. This is the Housing Hour. Be right back.
I'm hoping soon you're gonna find, girl, your way back to me. 'Cause if you say you'll stay, the rainy days will go away.
Clearly, your best choice for news, sports, traffic, and weather. Partnered with WBIR.com. This is 100.3 WNOX.
At Title Associates of Knoxville, we are all about you. You, the buyer, the seller, the real estate agent, or the lender. Hi, I'm Sue Benson, owner of Title Associates. In today's real estate market, it is more important than ever to have a title company with experience, a company you can trust, and one that conducts business with you in mind. Our staff has been serving Knoxville and surrounding counties for over 20 years with timely, attentive service. We are constantly updating and re-educating ourselves to ensure the best possible service to our customers. At Title Associates, we are proud to be a part of this community, a community that has remained positive during the downturn of the economy, and a community that will recover with an even stronger real estate market. If you're buying, selling, or refinancing, our staff promises to make your closing a pleasant one. If you're a real estate agent looking for excellent customer service, give us a call, 777-1040, or visit our website at tanox.com. Title Associates, your choice and the right choice.
Mortgage Investors Group is committed to being your home loan solution. It's just that simple. With over 22 years of experience in the home financing business and over 60,000 clients, MIG is Tennessee's leading independent mortgage lender. Whether you're looking to upgrade your current home, purchase your first home, or need to simply refinance to a lower rate, now is the time to move. There has never been a better time to buy a home than there is today. Record low rates, great selection of homes for sale, and sellers ready to sell. This environment will not last forever. Mortgage Investors Group has money to lend, experienced loan officers to guide you, and a singular focus of helping you. Contact us and we will help you realize your American dream today. MIGonline.com or 865-691-8910. Equal housing lender, Tennessee license number 10911. Mortgage Investors Group.
Roughly 6 years after the housing market began its longest, deepest slide since the Great Depression, experts believe the end of the slide has come. Home prices are rising, home sales are increasing, and interest rates are at their lowest level. Mortgage Investors Group would like to help you take advantage of these fantastic market conditions. MIG has 16 offices in Tennessee, so call us today, 800-489-8910, or visit us at mortgageinvestorsgroup.com. Mortgage Investors Group, your home loan solution for the past 22 years. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111.
Clearly, your best choice for news, sports, traffic, and weather. Partnered with WBIR.com. This is 100.3 WNOX.
The Housing Hour with Kevin Ray continues, helping you understand what is really going on out there and what to do about it. Again, Kevin Ray.
Welcome back into the Housing Hour. I wanted to tell you about a company that I believe very strongly in, and that's Admiral Title. Admiral Title, you've heard me speak about them a lot here on this show, and they are the one-stop shop for all of your real estate closing needs. They are tremendous, and we have used them several times. I personally use them as well. I know Mark uses them there in the Oak Ridge office all the time. But when you're dealing with a real estate closing, do you want to have somebody that absolutely knows what they're doing, that has the experience and the professionalism, that can take care of everything from A to Z, and that when an issue comes up with maybe a past property that maybe, for instance, somebody didn't sign off correctly on the deed and you've got a legal issue that you're trying to address, there's nobody better than Admiral Title. And they will take your clients, if you're a realtor, or you personally, if you're just a consumer, and hold your hand if you need it and tell you everything that you need to know. They're outstanding, and we trust them, and we use them, and we really would like for you to use them. So you can call them at 865-531-6060. It's Admiral Title. And welcome back. I am going to turn this over to Mark for just a moment to introduce our next guest. I'm very excited about it, so go ahead, Mark.
Oh, we got a great guest here, two of them, as a matter of fact. We got 2 for 1 today. Free Medical Clinic is here joining us, and we're going to talk to them. We have Dr. Kim, who has joined us about Free Medical. He's going to speak. We got Wade Say, who's going to head up a fundraiser for the golf tournament. In just a little bit, we're going to talk about that, Wade, and discuss the golf. But Dr. Kim, Wade, thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And we just want to let's talk a little bit, because I was online looking at the website, reading a little bit about your history, and this goes back a ways. 1979. I was 19. I guess just started. I was in college.
1993.
You started in 1993, but you came in.
I came in 1979 here in Knoxville. Yeah.
So what brought you to the United States? Because I was reading your story. Tell us a little bit where you're from, what got you in here, because that's pretty fascinating.
Well, if you know my story, you have to buy my book called The Five Fingers. That's everything there. Well, long story short, my dad was physician to the Kim Il-sung, the leader of North Korea.
Right.
And my grandfather was the Presbyterian minister. And the Kim would like to have my dad join the Communist Party, but he left to North Korea to South Korea. And then during the Korean War during the Korean War, we came down to South Korea and met together. And my dad came in 1952 to study thoracic surgeon. And then I came here as a high school in 1961. And then I always want to be a medical missionary to go back to Korea. So I want to go to medical school instead of going to Indiana University. But I came down here under Milligan College. Now you know where's Milligan College.
Absolutely.
I graduated in 1969. And I was very active at that school, especially athletic. I was captain of a wrestling and tennis team for 4 years over there. And when I finished medical school in Korea, come back, and I had 3 institutions I had an interview for specialized medicine. I wanted to be a cancer doctor and go back to Korea to be open not free clinic, the hospice retreat center that terminal cancer patients. But the first opportunity I had to interview at the University of Miami, and then next day MD Anderson, and then third right here, Medical Center in Knoxville. So all the previous 2 institutions liked me to sign right away, but I told them, you guys have to wait. I got to visit the one last stop here in Knoxville. Mm-hmm. When I had an interview here, and they want to sign the contract too. So while my college time, I traveled here for many times, and then my parents live in Columbus, Ohio, so 5 hours driving from here. So I took that fellowship, 2 years specialized in cancer. So after that, 79 to 81, I want to go back to Baltimore to practice, but the Lord make me stay here ever since. And then I was practicing since 81, and then 1993, somebody hit my head around 5 o'clock in my office. They say, hey, Tom, what are you doing? We all know you want to go back to Korea to take care of this cancer patient, terminal cancer patients. What are you doing? And I got a hint, that's right. And then I have to open free clinic after 5 o'clock, 4 days a week. in 2005 when Governor Breslin kicked out a lot of tank patients. And then I quit practice and then organized here in Knoxville ever since. And we do see about 35-40 patients a day. And I have 2 or 3 other the place of elsewhere, like Briceville, Anderson County, and then Scott County, the Oneida. So Wednesdays I spend most time over there, but Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Friday I'm in locally. And we have about 7, 8 volunteer doctors comes to help us. And also we had initiated to the open Oak Ridge Free Clinic. Now they do their own way. That's good. Now I'm organizing open one in Morgan County, down in Jamestown somewhere. And what I'm doing is there's more than 50 million people don't have insurance. And I mean it. So 1993, when I opened this, it has to be American citizen or green card holders, and you got to work.
They have to have a job.
You have to have a job, and you have to be American citizen or to be
green card.
Green card, and we check this very carefully at the front. And this is not a walk-in clinic. You got to make appointments. And recently our economy's down, so I broke my own rules. So if a person lost a job 6 to 8 months, I give free to come back, but you must get a job. So we have about 50 volunteers, including doctor, nurse, and ladies working for an office. And it's just
that's incredible. It really is an amazing story.
Yeah.
And I know that one of the things that we want to promote for you guys is the tournament that's coming up that's going to be helping to raise money for this absolutely outstanding cause. And Wade, if you don't mind, why don't you share with us what's going to be happening? And what
before you speak,
yes.
I'm very fortunate to have this Wade. I met this gentleman at golf course.
Very nice.
And then we played together, and then Wade, you should be. Do you know it's free clinic? He knew it already.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You retires? Okay. Why don't you come volunteer? So last 4 or 5 years, you volunteer every Thursday morning. Yes.
Yeah. And now he's the medical director. I noticed. Right.
I give a job, chairman over this golf tournament for Benefit Free Clinic.
Yeah.
But this is the 4th year. So every year we have different color of t-shirt, shirts, and then next year I'm gonna give a big prize if you bring all this 4 or 5 different colors. First year blue, second year white, last year's orange. This year we're gonna have pink color.
Oh, nice! That's awesome. Well, in the 4 minutes or so that we have left, tell us a little bit more about the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, I can mention that the golf tournament has become the main fundraising event for the clinic, and we will it will average somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000 each year that we produce to help cover the costs for the clinic. The clinic depends on donations and, of course, the golf tournament as our big fundraising event to cover its costs. This year we'll be back at Aguani Farms Golf Course in Rockford. We were there last year. They did a great job for us, and we're delighted to be going back. Our tournament date is September 26th, which is a Wednesday, and we have a deadline coming up in just a few weeks, 29th of this month, that we need people to sign up. Any type of commitment, from sponsorships all the way down to donations, but we are especially pushing for teams. And the best way to find out more about the tournament is to go to the clinic's website. It's freemedicalclinic.net, and you can go to a form there, fill it out, send it in, and that will get you involved in this year's tournament.
And they take PayPal as well.
Oh, absolutely. I see. Yeah. How much does a person play? I mean, how much does it cost?
For an individual, it's $125, and that would make it $500 for a team.
How many teams do you all have presently?
We're looking at 16 teams right now, but we certainly expect more to come on board, and we really do need more. We could.
And Iguani is a great
Absolutely.
golf course. I love that
And
one.
you know, for the listeners out there that are listening, this is an outstanding opportunity to give back to your community. There's lots of sponsorship opportunities, and I would advise you to go to that website, freemedicalclinic.net, and you can see the vast array of different options. You can be a breakfast sponsor. I guess that's still open, the breakfast sponsor?
We filled that spot, but we still have lunch and several other sponsorships available.
And you could probably be called if you wanted to find out what's still available.
Absolutely. Okay. I'll be happy to give my number.
Yeah, please do.
It's 865-777-1490.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful area. It's an 11:30 check-in, 1 p.m. start.
Well, now that's if we have an afternoon event. I needed to point out we are
decide on the morning.
We are hoping to have morning and afternoon flights, but right now we are going to need a lot of sign-ups if we're going to have the afternoon.
Well,
so the morning one,
you're going to get run over with people because of our show here.
Well, that's great. We would love that.
Yes, Doctor. Yes.
You heard about Dance with a Star, right?
Yes.
This tournament we
have 1
play
minute
with Dr. Kim is going to play with each one.
Oh, right. So you're going to
take pictures, and I'll interest them. What's all about this? And that's all.
Maybe we get your book out there and get a book signing.
Yeah, the Five Fingers.
Yeah, it's already sold 1,000 copies already gone.
Excellent.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It's an outstanding project, and the fact that so many folks don't have insurance, and you guys are putting yourselves out there and doing really what is commanded in the Bible, is taking care of the least of these. And I think that's an outstanding thing, and I appreciate very much what you are doing, and I very much appreciate Mark for finding you, because I think it's something that needs to be talked about, and we want to have you guys back, maybe even before the tournament or after it, to talk about your success. Well, thank you all for coming in today, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. The Housing Hour is so thankful to Mortgage Investors Group for being our sponsor, and we also thank our producer and Mark, our co-host, and for our sponsors. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
You're not so down.
That's the Housing Hour with Kevin Ray for today. Join Kevin and his guests each week at this time to keep up with the why and the why not. You need to know, so come here to find out. This program is presented by Mortgage Investors Group.